that's how you pronounce that.
I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. S-G-R-O.
Sounds like squirrel to me.
Oh, well.
A short kick. We picked up about the 10-yard line and brought down just short of the 20-yard line. This is Mike Tremaine on the return. So the Rocky offense will start off 1st and 10, just underway here in this playoff game. The starting lineup for the Rockies is Colvin at flanker, Randy Kane at split end, at tight end is Nick Wise, right tackle Jeremy Sickmiller, the right guard is Mike Ulrich. Tim Jones is the center, Phil Bachman, left guard, left tackle Steve Savoy, quarterback is Manny Castilla, running back is Ryan Stockberger, and I believe is that Buddy back there, number 36.
Yes, that is Buddy Funk.
And Funk. Not a whole lot there for Buddy. So a 1-yard gain for Buddy Funk. It'll be 2nd and 9. So I don't know if you can tell on the picture tonight, but we are way back.
Definitely, we're about, I don't know how many rows we got here, but it's a lot higher than Plymouth.
Yeah, good gain there by the Rockies. Ryan Stockberger gets out over the 25.
Action on that. I like that. Pull that tackle out of there and let him lead the hole. That's a good play.
Well, they're calling it 3rd and 3 for the Rockies. Rockies will run out of the eye this time.
Coleman on the near side, and Kane is on the far. Castillo with a long snap count. He tried to draw up.
Like he pulled him offside, so that should be a Rocky first down.
Great play by the Rockies to draw Concordia offsides.
And that'll move the chain.
So the Rockies get their first down of the evening down the penalty highway.
So 1st and 10 for the Rockies with just under 10.5 left to go here in the first quarter.
Let me call a play for you, Tony. Slant pass to Colvin here on this side.
The Rockies just over the 30. Double tights on the near side.
On the near side, backs and split formation.
The handoff straight up the middle, and the Rockies are going to break away, and tripped up at the last second is Ryan Stockberger. It looked like Ryan had 6 on that one.
If that was a lucky tackle by number 22, Rich Dolson, I don't know what was.
So the Rockies out over midfield into Concordia Cadet territory. You see the ball is spotted at about just inside the 40, about the 39, so it'll be 1st and 10 Rockies.
Stockberger again with a 27-yard run. It's put the Rockies
Still backs again. Kane and Colvin.
Split formation, 2 receivers on the near side.
Right here to the near side.
Castilla.
Manny straight up the middle and a couple, maybe 3 yards. Buddy Funk on the carry.
Possibly 2. We're calling 2nd down and 8.
Once again, Rick, it seems, as we always see here on the first drive of the game, the Rockies really trying to establish their running game.
And he looked at me this week when I talked to him, and he said,
Well, hopefully that'll open things up as the game progresses.
he's coming out here. He's
All the Rockies out of the eye.
Backs in the I formations. Receivers to the left and right of Castilla. And again,
Castilla hands off. Ryan Stockberger chewed up that yardage on his own.
Great job by Stockberger. He literally carried Greg Hill on his back to pick up those about 5 yards.
Oh, no, scratch that. They're going to say that he fell short.
Let's see where.
He's a yard shy of a first.
So it's going to be 3rd and 1.
We're going to give it an 8-yard run.
8:45 left here in the first period.
He goes through those tackle holds, and he just doesn't stop moving his feet. They stay up high, and he just runs so hard.
Backs in split formation, and I formation, excuse me, and the receivers are split to the left and right of Castilla. And
Manny on a keeper.
he tries to go in himself, but he's going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
We'll see where they spot the football.
Reading that well.
Familiar play we've seen with the Rockies as of late.
Back towards.
Can't tell from our view whether or not he reached the first down marker.
Now they moved the spot back. I don't think he made it now. They moved that ball back about the length of the football.
I'm not sure what that was there, but
that's a crummy spot. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be close before. I believe they're going to be short now, unless our angle is that terrible, and I don't believe it's quite that bad. And what they moved it back is what they're short by.
Yeah, he did get it.
Well, I think he's short by about half a yard.
That's about what they moved it back.
Concordia is waiting for a first down here, but that's not the case. It'll be...
So the Rockies will have a decision here. It's 4th and 1, and they'll go for it. Not much thinking there.
Right at the 30-yard line. Rockies going for it. Back split formation, I formation, and the receivers to the left, Castilla. Kane and Colvin are the receivers. Castilla
on the handoff and stopped in the backfield is Ryan Stockberger. A good hit put on there. It was that number 67, Ben Hartman, I believe.
Excellent job by Concordia to break through and stop Ryan Stockberger.
So the Rockies will turn the football over on downs. Concordia will take off at about their 31-yard line, 32, as well. The Rockies were able to eat up about 4 minutes on that possession, come up empty. Quarterback for the Cadets is Nathan Trinklin. Hands off. There's a flag on a play.
Hill, a 5'8", 155-pound senior.
The backs for the Concordia Cadets, Greg Hill, number 30 at one running back. Brett Skillbred, number 20 at another running back.
No gain on the run, but we'll see where the penalty will move the ball to. It was on the Fort Wayne Concordia 33.
I believe this penalty is going to push the ball back quite a few yards.
To mark it downfield, close to first down, and that might have got it.
Did you catch the call?
That's close.
I couldn't catch the call, but
Now they're going to mark off.
now it looks like about a 15-yard penalty.
That's a big one.
What was that?
Should have been a foul or a face mask or something.
I'm going to assume it was a face mask.
So a big penalty moves Concordia out to their own 45. They'll have 1st and 10. 7:52 left here in the first period.
The ball right at midfield, right on the 50-yard line. Backs in high formation for Trinklin. 2 receivers to the...
Trinklin pitches, and a bad pitch, and that'll be a big loss. As Gary Smith jumped on him.
Tell you what, Tim Sheenan was in the backfield just waiting for the quarterback. And he runs out, Steve standing there saying, hey, come to the pocket.
The Cadets lose some of that penalty yardage.
Ball out of there instead, but I tell you what, Tim was the one who made that play happen.
Second and 6.
It's about the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 16.
2 receivers on the near side, and Ebenheiser.
Cadets will run this out of the eye.
And Olsen. Backs in the I formation to give side.
Trinklin hands off, and another good stop by the Rocky defense.
Good hit right away. I believe Matt Kramer in there.
Kramer was there. You wonder how important he is to that team?
Like Myers was also in on the stop.
3rd and 16 now.
So no gain on that play as the Rocky defense came up big. It'll be 3rd and 16.
Back up on the running game with Fort Wayne County.
And we may see a pass here, Adam, as Nathan Trinklin, 6'1" senior quarterback, is facing long yardage.
South side.
Well, the Concordia quarterback is known to pass a lot.
Well, here's the time for it. Trinklin looks to throw the football. Throws it and is picked off almost. Is that Ryan Colvin over there?
Yes, that is number 20 Ryan Colvin, who came very close to an interception as that ball was just lofted in the air. Had a lot of hang time.
Basically, his quarterback David Trinklin.
This is just out of my line of vision almost. If we'd be setting back another foot at him, I'd be totally blind. So now the Cadets will punt.
So the Cadets will let it go from their own 25. And kicking it away.
Good punt. It's got to be let go and bounce inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line where the Cadets will down it, and Rockies will take off in their own territory.
We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout and be back. No score early stages of the first.
The Rockies are going to start out from about their own 17-yard line.
Split backs for the Rockies. Manny hands straight up. Ryan Stockberger on the carry. Might have picked up a couple.
Number 40, Kyle Patton for Fort Wayne Concordia made the stop.
Well, they're going to give Ryan a 4-yard gain on that, so it'll be 2nd and 6. 5:40 left here in the first quarter. No score. Now the Rockies out of the eye.
Okay, Eric, you there? Okay, Rusty time.
Manny on the keeper gets tripped up. It's going to be maybe just short of the first down. About a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 1. So that'll be a 3-yard gain for Manny. Manny did a good job once again hiding the football when he tucked it in and took off.
Castillo always does an excellent job hiding the football as he runs around that end.
Rocky's got the ball.
Hey, Rocky's out of the eye again.
Rocky's out of the eye formation again.
Castillo hands off, and the Rockies are going to get piled up at about the 40. 30 actually. Yard markers aren't too clearly marked here.
Looks like a gain of about 4 yards.
So that'll be plenty for the first down.
The first down for the Rockies, and that'll move the ball 10 yards.
So Rockies gaining some tough yardage.
Under the 5-minute mark.
They're up to about the 31-yard line, 4:40 left.
Rockies now getting the split, backs the split formation, receivers to the left and right. And Castillo.
The handoff goes nowhere. Ryan Stockberger.
Once again, the Rockies run up the middle, but Concordia's defense looks pretty tough in the middle.
So it'll be no gain, 2nd and 10.
No gain for the Rockies on that one, 2nd and 10.
We'll get to see Gary Davids in the backfield, which Coach Condon said that he was going to plan on using Gary some as the big back. And he looks to throw the football, and he's knocked down. The ball's loose. And that'll be a Plymouth turnover. That's been the bugaboo of the Rockies this season.
Very tough play for the Rockies. It looked like maybe Castillo was blindsided. He was just about ready to throw that ball to Ryan Colvin, who was streaking downfield.
1st and 10, 3:45 left here in the quarter, no score, but the Cadets are threatening.
Excellent field position.
The shovel pass is covered up by Concordia. That certainly looked like either a late handoff or some sort of little shovel pass.
A lot of miscommunication going on right now in the backfield for Concordia. So we saw the pitch behind the running back on the first drive, and there a shovel pass or handoff.
So whatever it was good for 3 yards on the board, and it's 2nd and 7. So the quarterback keeper is going to get brought down. Saw Randy Kane on the stop. As Nathan Trinklin gets inside the Rocky 10-yard line. It'll be, I think, a first down. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 8. And this big post comes into play for me right now.
Trinklin lines up underneath the center, backs his split formation.
Trinklin on the handoff, hit right at the line. Phil Bachman.
Looks like a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards.
Looked like the Rockies hit him right at the line, and he just kept driving. And they're going to give him one.
Trying to prevent the Cadets from scoring right now. Trying to get it.
Officials are calling timeout. I'm not sure.
We'll take a quick 30-second break and be back.
Or maybe somebody's hurt.
Football right after this.
I believe that was Brett Skilbrad on the carry.
So the Fort Wayne Concordia Cadets, as we go back, have just scored. They put 6 on the board.
Ball snapped, extra point is up. And it's good.
So Concordia takes a 7-0 lead here over the Plymouth Rockies in the first round of the playoffs. righty, sir. Let me give you a count. 3, 2, 1. Well, welcome back after the Concordia touchdown. It's Rick Warner along with Adam Krupp. Dale Kramer will be along at the end of the quarter and give us some first quarter stats. As we stand right now, Concordia does lead 7-0 as Grove kicks off for the Cadets. It's going to be fielded at about the 5. Stockberger with some room straight up the middle is going to get gang tackled out over the 25. Good return by Ryan.
Be interesting to see how the Rockies offense can rebound from their last possession.
Well, the Rockies need to recover from that and forget all about it and march down the field and get some points of their own.
Not too bad at all. When you start on your 18, you got to look pretty good.
First and 10 on the 27-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 27-yard line.
As we're inside 2 minutes left in the quarter.
Sorry for the difficulties here.
Split backs for the Rockies. Stockberger in motion.
Not quite sure what happened. But
It's a pitch to Funk, and Funk is not able to turn the corner.
Buddy fought.
He gets out near the 30.
Situation. Buddy taking the right side over his right tackle. Then he got a couple.
So maybe 3 on that play.
Concordia's defense looks really tough right now.
They'll mark it
Not much room to run for the Rockies.
27-yard line. So
So that'll bring up 2nd and 8 as they give him 2. Colvin comes out wide to the near side. I believe Kane on the far side.
Brett Skibred, 4-yard touchdown run.
Straight up the middle, and Funk is going to get out just short of the 35. Well, they'll walk it back on the spot. Looks like they're about the 33. I'll be interested to press rewind on this tape and watch the official take that about a step and a half back.
2nd and 8 now for the Rockies. 7-0.
Well, I think there must have been a flag that we didn't see.
Illegal use of hands.
Illegal use of hands. Thank you, Mr. John Scott.
Sets the ball back away.
I never saw the flag.
I didn't either.
Obviously there was one.
But we're awful far back.
23-yard line. So the Rockies will now have a second.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 13.
The Rockies got a ways to go here. Under the minute mark here in the first quarter. Back split formation. One receiver to the right.
Manny drops back, looks to throw the football, has some time over the middle and complete.
Tim Sheehan, I believe.
Tim Sheehan, exactly, with a nice catch. That'll get some of that yardage back.
Unfortunately, that'll take him about to the, I'm going to say, 31-yard line.
It's almost impossible to tell from here, isn't it, Adam? You see the 40, so I would guess that's pretty accurate there, about the 31. Scoreboard doesn't show that either for those viewing at home wondering why we don't know what we're talking about. Down to 5 seconds left. This will be the last play of the first quarter. And it goes for not very much as the quarter ends. So at the end of one quarter, the Fort Wayne Concordia Cadets lead the Plymouth Rockies 7-0. We'll be back with more exciting Rocky football action after this.
Not sure where it is.
Kane's punt is a good one. Just keeps it traveling and foul off. So a good punt from Randy Kane puts Concordia at about their 16-yard line. We're going to have 1st and 10. Nice to see the Rocky D put up a stop here and get the football back and do something with it. It's a handoff, and not very much so. The Rockies are right there.
Good stop. I'm not sure who made the initial hit, but it looks like the entire line was in on that one.
Like Matt Kramer and Tim Sheehan.
Well, you know, what does Matt Kramer mean to this team? I think you're seeing it so far on defense. As long as they don't have...
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 as that play went for no gain.
You got to take advantage of a really strong punt by Randy Kane here. You got to follow him up and get the ball back in some decent field position to punch it in.
That's one thing the Rockies have done well all year is their special team play. Randy's done an excellent job punting the football, and the coverage has been good.
Also, the returns have been really good.
Strickler looks to throw the football, throws, dangerous pass, caught.
Tackled by number 40, Chris Myers, I believe.
That was a dangerous pass as he threw into double coverage.
Almost identical to the pass that we almost saw intercepted earlier.
That'll be a 9-yard gain and bring up 3rd and 1. Down to 10:25 left. I don't happen to see a play clock here tonight either, do you, Adam?
Let me look.
Smith recovers the Concordia fumble, and the Rockies right back in it at 7-6.
Great heads-up play by Gary Smith, as now the Rockies put 6 on the board.
You got to love when your defense scores for you.
It's nice to see the Rockies can capitalize on a turnover by Concordia, as we saw Concordia capitalize on one of our turnovers.
And as you can hear probably in the background, there's a pretty good crowd here from Plymouth came over to see this one tonight, as they're making a lot of noise.
Well, I had word that the fan bus was packed.
It's going to be Randy Kane for the point after out of, I believe that's Manny holding.
And he recovers the fumble and runs it in all the way for the touchdown. So the
Rockies look to tie.
For the extra point.
Kane's kick is up and beautiful, good. Very nice, Randy Kane again. And that'll tie it at 7 apiece here with 10:02 left in the half. We'll step away and take this short pause. Down where Rockies have tied things up here 7-all. Randy Kane will prepare to kick off to the Cadets. I'm not sure, like a Brett Skilbrad back deep.
Your guess is as good as mine.
And that's who will receive the kickoff. Had a little trouble at first. Now he turns the corner and fumble. And it looks like the Rockies have it. Two big turnovers in a row against Concordia, and the Rockies are setting up in some pretty good shape here, Adam.
I'm sure we knew we had the football when you could see Tim Sheehan at the bottom of the screen. He really gets excited, as he should, along with the rest of the Rockies, as they score 7 points and now they get the ball right back.
So a big break for Plymouth. Our defense with 2 big plays. So now the Rockies operate 1st and 10 inside Cadet territory at the 28. Manny hands off and hit about the 25-yard line is Ryan Stockberger.
Not much of a hole up the middle for Stockberger, but that's what we've seen so far this entire game.
And maybe we just keep blowing up that way and tired out the defense. So Ryan will get credit for 2 yards on that carry. It's 2nd and 8.
I have no idea what happened.
Rockies out of the eye. Castilla looks to throw the football over the middle. Quick catch and another Rocky touchdown. Nick Wise right over the middle. That's something else that Coach Condon said before the game, that they wanted to use Nick Wise a little bit, and now the Rockies lead 13-7.
That's the play for Nick Wise. They've been trying to open up for a numerous amount of weeks in a row here. That tight end cutting across the middle of the field, and this time it opened up for Nick Wise.
And Nick showed some good hands, as that pass might have been just a tad low. Randy Kane now for the point after.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but Castillo was almost tripped up there before he got the pass off.
Yes, Manny did an excellent job getting rid of it, and another strong kick straight through gives Plymouth a 14-7 lead with 9:03 left here in the first half. We'll be back with more Rocky football after this pause. Defense have been doing the job, and the offense put some points on the both time. Kane, another strong kick. Whistles are blowing. Let's see what they...
I don't have any idea what it was once it's offside. And that might be the case.
That's where they threw the flag back around that area, so it probably is offsides against the Rockies.
Most likely someone on the kicking team was offsides.
Earlier it was a defensive offside. I don't know.
So Randy will get to try it again.
Offside. That's my question.
And move her back 5 yards.
King was that into his position.
No, I think it was Warsaw.
That's right.
Warsaw was offside on the kickoff.
That's right. So we'll do it again. Kane will kick it off.
It's like Mark Emmenheiser and Brett Skilbred back deep for the Cadets. I need another good kick out of Randy.
Kane, well booted.
Kane gets a foot in another one, and that's an excellent kick as it goes through the end zone. Phew!
Excellent kick as it hits the goal line. Also considering that it was pushed back 5 yards due to the penalty.
So the Rockies get a break.
It didn't touch the ground to around the
As that ball rolls all the way through, no chance of a return, and the Cadets will start off 1st and 10 at their own 20. 9:03 left in the half. Rockies lead 14-7.
Rockies on top.
I really believe, Adam, that all this team needs is a little bit of a spark, and we might be playing for a few more weeks.
I think so. We've definitely seen the Rockies capitalize and do what they need to do on defense.
Backs in the eye formation for the Cadets.
Looks to throw the football, and it's got a reception, but not much. There's Randy Kane and Chris Myers and Ryan Call and Matt Kramer were there first.
Looks like he picked up about 6 on that reception.
I hope they do, to be honest with you. I think
You're exactly right. That went for a little more than I thought it did. That'll bring up 2nd and 4.
They're going to give him 6 yards on that pass.
It's like ball's just over the 25.
It'll be 2nd and 4 now for Fort Wayne Concordia. Backside up in the eye, 2 receivers to the left of Trinklin. And this is the quarterback off.
Franklin pitches the ball back. Randy Kane on the stop. It's Brett Skilbred on a carry for the Cadets.
Mike Tremaine was very close to a tackle, but an excellent block in the backfield by Concordia.
So that'll bring up 3rd and a short 1. See if the Rocky defense do the job here as Franklin tries to hand the ball off, and the Rockies stop it.
Definitely short of the 1st down.
Well, the Cadets are going to be in a punting situation. I'd have to guess they're going to have to kick it away at them. It's 4th and 1. Looks like they lost about a half a yard on that play.
They do send out their punting team. Tell you what, though, the Rockies were ready on that play. You could see them. They were jumping around. They really wanted that stop.
Go back deep for the Rockies is Ryan Colvin.
Cedro will let it go from his 15. And this is a short.
It's a low punt.
That bounces right on
Just hits the ground and pops straight up about the 45-yard line, so Rockies will have no chance at a return, but start off in good field position nonetheless.
45 yards in their own real estate.
There's 7:23 left here in the 1st half. The Rockies have a 7-point lead at 14-7. And you'd almost like to see the Rockies take advantage of this field position right here too, Adam.
We really would like to see them do that, as I'm sure they're going to really grind the ball through with the running game, chew off a lot of clock, preventing Concordia if they get the ball back to score.
Seems like maybe 2 out of the last 3 weeks the Rockies have played. There's a reverse and stopped right at the line. I believe that was Colvin. What I was saying, it seemed like the last 2 out of the last 3 games or so was one of the things that the Rockies, I guess, have no control over, but the field position that they had, especially against Northwood, was just horrendous. Concord, too.
Yes, they were deep, I'm going to say, probably inside their own 20.
Almost every time. Castilla hands off, and still driving. Stockberger, and Stockberger gets out to midfield as he gained those last 3 on just sheer will.
Tough run by Ryan Stockberger, really using the power to get through. Well, Rick, take a look at that spot.
Ouch.
They're going to spot the ball back at least a good yard.
Well, they'll take that over midfield back.
Probably a yard and a half.
Oh.
ball placement.
Well, that'll be a 4-yard gain. It's 3rd and 6.
Basically, folks. Back to split formation. Receivers to the left and right.
Manny straight up the middle of Stockburger. Stockburger's got some room. The man to beat it almost runs him over. And Brett Skilbred tried to make the tackle, and Stockburger lowered a shoulder.
No question that's going to be a first down for the Rockies.
Well, they can't move that far enough back to take that away. I just about got overly excited there myself, Adam. I thought it looked like he was going to go. And so Rockies in good shape here. 1st and 10, 5:40 left in the quarter. They lead 14-7, looking for more. Manny with the football, looks to throw. Has a man, and Randy Kane complete at about the 15-yard line.
Randy Kane was wide open.
Good hookup, good protection. Manny had some time to throw the football. Good-looking play run by the Rocky offense.
Put that thing in my face. I don't want to say anything. You didn't want to touch that, dude. I don't want to be the one that sent away.
So Rockies will have 1st and 10. Now that's a good spot as they spotted at the 14.
Well, I wasn't looking there. I was looking at the stats, but I'll take your word for it.
Who got it 1 of the yards back? 1st and 10 from the 14 are the Rockies. 3 backs and straight up the middle. A big, strong run.
Well, when you put 3 backs back there in the backfield, you know Stockburger's going to have a hole.
Actually, in the backfield, he told me he was going to run this week.
Well, that was the big back we talked about a little earlier in the game. Number 33, Gary David's in.
Gary David's leading that hole. You get an extra tackle in there to lead the hole for Stockburger. You give him that many yards to build up.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 2, as that's an 8-yard gain for Ryan Stockburger and the Rockies. 3 backs again. David's, Funk, and Stockburger. Hand off to Stockburger, and he's stacked up just over the line.
Close to the first down.
Stockburger is stopped by Kyle.
See where they spot the football, right at the 5. They're going to say it's going to be a yard shy, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
I'm surprised they're not going to take time to measure.
Here's the triple backs again. Davids, Buck, and Stockburger, and the give
to Stockburger, and he's going to get down to about the 3-yard line.
We'll see where the official spot it.
Well, that's the key tonight. Let's see where they
Easily picked up the first down.
Like Torrey Collins threw a nice block in there, and Ryan followed him through. So it'll be 1st and goal now for the Rockies at about the 3.
I have a feeling we're going to see the same play we've seen the last 3 times.
And Stockburger still on his feet, and Rocky touchdown as Ryan Stockburger just refused to go down that time, and the Rockies lead 20-7.
That was a beautiful second effort, as just when you thought Ryan Stockburger was tackled and was going to go down, he just goes through for an extra effort and gets the touchdown.
Somebody's strong between the tackles, and he's got the speed to go outside too, but he can break that off tackle play like nobody.
So the Rockies able to move the ball here and have a 20-7 lead. Randy Kane looks to add to that.
And Kane's on for his 3rd attempt at a PAT. And the snap. The kick is up, and it is good.
Oh, Randy Kane nails that one, and as you'll see on your screen, Rockies lead 21-7, 3:42 left here in the half. We'll be back with more Rocky playoff back to Rocky football from Fort Wayne tonight as the Rockies lead Fort Wayne Concordia 21-7. Randy Kane prepares to kick away. See if he can get a major boot into another one. And he does. It's going to be fielded at about the 4. Good flying tackle. Dan Weeks, number 42.
Looks like he was helped out by number 22, Mike Tremaine, as well.
I believe Tremaine was probably there first. I couldn't see his number. Thank you, Adam.
Well, I couldn't see his number either. I'm just going by the black socks and black gloves.
Joining us with the equipment problems, and Mike horrible cold I got here. The Rockies continue to play excellent football.
So the clock continues to roll. We're down to 3:25 left in the half. It's a pitch, and what a stick on the end. Mike Tremaine. I seen the black gloves and socks that time.
He read that play all the way as he was right there to make the hit almost at the exact same time as the ball was thrown to the running back.
So Concordia will lose 5 yards on that. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. You got to like the way this Rocky football team is looking so far.
Well, if you take out that first drive, the Rockies have looked exceptional tonight.
So 2nd and 15. Franklin looks to throw the football, floats it to the right, and has a man. Good tackle made after the reception. Matt Kramer and Tim Weedling. Pass was complete to Tyler Kelly.
Looks like he'll be just short of the first down. That pass was a floater, but it was thrown right on target.
So they're going to give him a 14-yard gain on that, so it'll be 3rd and 1. And just when you had Concordia in a pretty deep hole, they have a big play and have makeable yardage now. 2:07 left in the half. Franklin looks to throw again, throws it, and it's incomplete.
Well, a questionable catch, but I guess the officials are always right.
Well, we'll give them that since we're 1.5 miles away.
Randy Kane upset because, as you can probably see on your screen, he had that play read. He knew the pass was going to that receiver. You saw him darting towards him right away.
It just didn't look like any way that receiver had long enough arms to reach that one before it hit the ground. But nonetheless, the Cadets have 1st and 10 at about the 35. Franklin looks to throw the football again. Throws it over the middle as a man, but overthrows him just a couple of yards, and that might have been 6 points for the Cadets.
Very fortunate for the Rocky defense as that pass was well overthrown because Randy Kane and Ryan Colvin were burned on that play.
Pass was intended for the flanker, number 22, Rich Dolson. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Minute 40 remains in the half. So again, the Rockies lead here 21-7. Looking to take that lead into halftime. Well, maybe the Rockies can come up with an interception here and stick some more points on the board.
Concordia's got 3 receivers to the right.
Hit as he throws the football, and
Tim Sheehan, I'm going to say.
That'll be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, he's been there.
I think that was probably a good call, although it was close. It would have been nice to see another fumble.
He can be that long to throw, and I'm going to be able to throw the football.
John Scott had said that Concordia has fumbled 4 times, and we've recovered 3 of them so far. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10. So Rockies got inside to Trinklin this time. Maybe they can do it again.
Once again, it looks like they're going to put 3 wideouts to the far side.
Puts it right over the middle, has his tight end, Tyler Kelly. Kelly now cuts left, or right rather, and is tripped up finally. Good ankle tackle. It's Gary Smith.
Heavy pressure by the Rocky defense. Unfortunately, no one was on the tight end.
And Concordia is going to take a timeout, I believe. So with 1:26 left, Rockies lead 21-7. We'll be back with more count. 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome back following the Fort Wayne Concordia timeout. They have a 1st and 10. Just short of midfield, rather. Trinklin looks to throw the football, has a man. Good tackle made on the coverage was Mike Tremaine.
Good coverage by Mike Tremaine. He was right there following his man all the way.
That'll bring up 2nd and about 4. Clock continues to roll. We're under a minute. Cadets inside Rocky territory. Trinklin drops back, looks to throw the football again. Now he's going to get crunched. Gary Davids with a big crunch on Tinklin.
Credit for the sack. He was right there. So was Plymouth. And Sheehan.
And Concordia will call another timeout. They'll be facing third and a bunch when we come back. Adam with 44 seconds remaining.
Two receivers to the right.
I believe they have one timeout left, should they want to use it. And Franklin pitches back. It looks like he is going to be able to turn the corner, but it's going to be short of a first down, as he might have picked up 5. So that'll bring up fourth down in about 6.
Decent play call to run that, as we saw the Rockies was let them in back.
Now Plymouth is going to use one of their timeouts with 33 seconds remaining. We'll step away again. As the Cadets are going to go for it here, 4th and 4 with 33 seconds left in the half. Franklin looks to throw the football, and he gets crunched again.
Gary Davis.
Gary Davids. Meet Nathan Franklin for the second time in about a half a minute, and the Rockies will take over.
We've got a good opportunity right now with 27 seconds for 2 or 3 quick passes, Rick, to get it down in field goal range for Randy Kane. He has got a good foot. He's been kicking long tonight. I think this is an opportunity for us to stick 3 more on him right now and really demoralize him going into halftime.
Well, that sounds like a good game plan to me.
The only drive is that 19-yard series where
we fumbled. So the Rockies have 1st and 10, short of midfield. Manny looks to throw the football, throws it over the middle, and almost intercepted.
Castillo had his choice.
Hey, Adam, I know you're a student in school. Do you know what a Concordia is?
A Concordia? I have no idea.
I was just afraid. That was almost one he maybe should have thrown away, because that was a little too close for an interception from our blood.
Okay, so now the Rockies have 2nd and 10 with 21 seconds remaining. Split backs now. Manny looks to throw the football again, has a man open. Kane, it's going to get down to about the 25, and just what we talked about, Dale, the Rockies are inching their way towards field goal position. 13.
Time. No, they're moving to change. They stopped the clock. I'll tell you what, we're set and ready to go as soon as they set it.
And that's good to see. We've had a little problem late in the season getting to the line.
What happens here, what the Rockies going to do?
We'll see if Manny throws this one in the ground.
Split formation, receivers to the left and right of him, and Tobin and Kane.
And he does throw it out of bounds.
That was a good pass. Throwing it out of bounds, setting it up. We got an opportunity to run one more play to get a little closer, maybe even get lucky for the touchdown.
Let's see what they decide to do.
There's 9 seconds remaining in the half.
Oh, the kicking tee's going in now, Rick.
Okay, so
we're gonna try to take the 3 right now.
That's probably a good idea. They don't want to take the chance of running the clock out, and Randy's got more than enough leg to hit this from there, because that will be...
It's going to be about a 39-yard field goal.
It's pretty healthy.
Let me see which one he is here. Emmenheiser, who is about 3rd in the area.
Next Friday night.
So Kane will have a 39-yard field goal attempt right here. 9 seconds remain. Rockies lead 21-7.
From the 27, here's the kick.
This kick is...
It's long enough. If it's through the middle.
Right through. So Randy Kane nails a 39-yarder, and the Rockies take a 24-7 lead with 5 seconds left, and things looking good so far tonight.
You know, and just talking about out there, Mike Tremaine has been offsides every time on a kickoff by 2 yards, and they called it on him one time, and he's lined up about 5 yards behind everybody else, and he's offsides again.
Yes, he was. Right in front of the official, I didn't see it. And Skillbred will to about the 30-yard line as the half ends, and the Rockies have a 24-7 halftime lead. We'll be back with the second half and more coming. 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome back to second half action here at Fort Wayne Concordia as the Rockies lead ending the second half 24-7. Rick Warner along with Adam Krupp, sometimes Dale Kramer or cameraman Jim Moyer. I'm sure Dale will be back with some more commentary.
Oh, I'm sure he will be back.
Kane, another strong kick, is going to be fielded about the 10-yard line. It's Emmenheiser with the football, and flags are all over the field. The far official way down here threw one, as did the official closest to the play. I think we might see a clip or something.
Looks like Mark Emmenheiser stole the return from his own teammate.
Yes, he did. He stepped right in front of him. We'll see what the call is, but I'd almost have to think it's against the Cadets.
That's the penalty. It's just 2 fourth down. Officials are still converging. We were talking about the fact just before halftime, the Fort Wayne South and the LSC game, LSC was on top 7-0.
Still waiting for an official call.
In that one. I'm sure that one has reached its halftime.
They called offsetting penalties. I've never seen that. As you may be able to hear Rusty next door in the booth, I've never heard of a clip on defense either.
Alrighty then.
Not to my knowledge, I've ever heard of one called or seen one.
So that second half, we don't have to. The fans are doing it for us.
I don't know. I don't think I'll say much about the refs. I'll wait till Dale gets up here.
Yeah. I think there'll be spots of the football we've seen in that first half. There's some questionable ones. It's lucky for the Rockies that it didn't hurt them. So 1st and 10 for the Cadets, and they start off the handoff. It's going to go for about 3 yards. That's Gilbreth.
That's the exact kind of spotting.
Second and 10.
They're going to spot right on the line of scrimmage, so no gain for Skibrand. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Ball spotted right on the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now.
They're going to have to, I think they've got...
Of course, should the Rockies win this game, the outcome of their next opponent this Friday night will depend on the Wawasee Fort Wayne South winner, which everyone will know by the time they see this.
And he makes his hand, goes right up the middle.
Intercepted. Matt Kramer is... Well, still loose, but they're saying Kramer was down. I believe that was Matt Kramer, wasn't it?
That was Matt Kramer's. He made a beautiful interception. Ball was thrown right to Matt Kramer.
So another turnover by the Cadets.
He's got to spy the quarterback. He watched his eyes and watched his head move with that receiver across.
What is that, the 4th turnover for Concordia tonight?
Yes, that is. Oh, 5th. I think they lost 3 fumbles and they've had 2 interceptions.
Kramer a lot of leeway in that linebacking position tonight.
Hopefully the Rockies offense can keep going what they had in the first half.
He did exactly that. Backslide up in the eye for the Rockies.
The handoff to Funk. Now the holes are starting to open up for the Rockies a little bit.
Looks like Buddy Funk picks up about 5 or 6 on the carry.
Really control the line of scrimmage. Our offense...
So I was saying before that play, if Wawasee is Plymouth's opponent, the Rockies will be on the road again this Friday at Syracuse to take on the Warriors. And if Fort Wayne South wins, Castillo on the keeper, and he gets drugged down from behind. Maybe a yard or 2 gain. That kind of looked like a broken play.
Going back to what you said about the Wawasee sectional, although we would be away if Wawasee were to win their game, I know everybody for Plymouth sort of looking forward to seeing us play Wawasee, getting some revenge for that heartbreaking loss suffered at Rocky Field.
That may have been one of the most exciting games of the year at 35, 9:56 left here in the 3rd period. Out of the eye. Ryan Colvin in motion. Castillo hands off. Stockberger on the far side. He's on the sideline. He has a Rocky touchdown. Ryan Stockberger. And you can see that developing, and Ryan seen that sideline, and off he went.
Stockberger had the entire far side of the field wide open. As you see, the only man that was anywhere near him was at the goal line. All he had to do was brush by him to get in. Fortunately, he did that.
So the Rockies take a 30-7 lead.
Rockies now looking to put up the extra point. They're on top 30-7.
In for the extra point try.
Kane 3 for 3 plus a 39-yard blast through the uprights for a field goal.
So Randy Kane for the point after.
And the kick is up, and he goes 4 for 4.
And that'll make it 31-7. Rocky lead. 9:36 left in the third quarter. We'll step away. Kane prepares to kick off.
Kane will boot it. Line drive shot.
And what's new? Another good kick. About the 3-yard line. Now Kane is going to have to make the stop.
The 37-yard line was brought down by Kane.
Oh, Randy did what he was supposed to do.
Looks like Kane made the stop at about the 37-yard line. Randy Kane's been doing excellent kicking all night long. We saw that 39-yard field goal split the uprights, and I believe it had 15 yards to spare.
That was almost over the fence.
And we just saw the last extra point, which happened to land at the track, which you can't see from your screen, but that's very far back behind the goalpost.
And there's no wind-aided kicks here tonight, is it still? See, a clip was called against the Cadets.
So that is a big penalty.
Interesting that they're called the Cadets. They almost look like CMA out there, the uniforms.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see, and I'll tell you what, if they're still going to take it, it looks like they're...
Times I have to pause and actually think, get Concordia in my head. When I think Concordia, I think the colors green and white.
Yes.
And here's Strickland giving to the first back through,
And up to about the 25-yard line on that run. That'll be about a gain of 5. That was Brett Skilbred. Matt Kramer on the stop. That'll be a 9-yard gain at 2nd and 1. Clock continues to roll down to 8:50. Rockies with that 31-7 lead. Strickland looking to throw, and pass is complete. Good coverage by the Rockies. Ryan Colvin was right there, as well as Mike Tremaine. That will be enough for a Cadet first down.
But Rick, we've seen Mike Tremaine doing an awful lot of good things on defense tonight. He's been everywhere.
So it's 1st and 10 now for the Cadets back split formation. Heiser on the near side and Wilson on the far for receivers for Strickland. And now he
The handoff.
the right side going.
Maybe a gain of 2 or 3.
That is Hill.
So that was Greg Hill,
Got a yard out of that. Possibly
5'8", 155-pound senior running back.
down the field.
Rocky defensive line looking very strong tonight, being led by number 33, Gary Davids.
We'll see how the
Of course, Gary had those 2 big crunches in the first half on Trinkland.
One or the other.
Well, another penalty, a big one. That's unsportsmanlike conduct.
That still drops the ball back.
Penalty yards are hurting Concordia tonight.
And maybe a little bit of frustration coming out on Concordia's part.
All the way down to the ninth.
They're looking on the wrong end of this 31-7 ball game.
Loss for
That'll bring up 2nd and about
quite frankly,
25, is that a 15-yarder?
25, yeah.
That's something the coach is going to pull him off to the side. He's going to get an earful, whoever that was.
You're down 31-7. You don't take penalties.
No. That's
And loss of downs.
Back to split formation. Receivers to the left.
So it'll be 3rd and 25. Strickland gets a good block. Now he gets the ball loose, and it's complete. Drug out of bounds by Ryan Colvin. Pass was caught. That was Mark Emmenheiser on a reception. Pretty nice catch, and somebody gave a nice block at the line to give Trinkland the time to get rid of that football.
He had a lot of time, and Emmenheiser made a nice grab downfield to elude Ryan Colvin and allow himself to make that reception.
All the way up to the 40.
So now Concordia has dug themselves out of that deep hole that the penalties put in Rocky territory just short of the 40-yard line. Still a lot of time left in this ball game. So we're only in the third quarter. 7:55 remains.
You know, as long as you got a receiver.
Rockies need some defense here.
Linebacker contains the quarterback.
A 38-yard pass completion. puts the Cadets in Plymouth real estate now.
Concordia is going to have to call a timeout as they didn't have the right personnel on the field.
Looks like number 81 was.
They'll have 1st and 10.
Receiver on the near side and to the far side. Green just now getting out to the far receiver. Low single back.
Franklin drops back, throws the football, floats it to the far side, and incomplete. Good coverage as 2 Rockies were over there.
His hands incomplete. Franklin did a good job blocking.
Gary Smith and Tim Weedling.
Catch that one over his shoulder. He had decisive advantage because Smith was.
So to bring up 2nd and 10.
I tell you what, he had.
Franklin seems to have a knack for floating the football a little bit. He doesn't put a lot on his passes.
Definitely, his balls have a lot of hang time. So we're getting a good look at Concordia's passing game. Though actually, they really are doing the right thing passing, down 31-7.
Franklin will throw the football again, a little screen play. And drug down. Good tackle. Is that Ryan Colvin again, I believe, on the stop?
It'll be a 3rd down and a gain of a couple. So it'll be a 3rd down and 8.
No, he had his wide receiver.
Well, let's put it this way. If that wasn't Ryan, that was a nice tackle. Whoever you are.
We cannot see that far.
Well, the human eye does have limitations.
What he's doing is just a little late route. Even for some reason, getting caught.
He's only looking at one receiver, the quarterback is.
That'll be a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 8.
Look off his other man.
3 receivers to the left.
Franklin.
He's going left, get pressured by Sheehan.
Tough pass, complete. Down about the 25-yard line. Is Mark Emmenheiser, I believe, on the reception.
Franklin was pressured heavily by Tim Sheehan for the Rockies.
That was a tough pass to get off as he was scrambling one way and had to throw across his body. So now Concordia has a 1st and 10 at the Rocky 25. Clock continues to roll down to 6:50 left in the 3rd.
Tremaine or Chris Myers got sucked in on the run there trying to contain. And
so Concordia on the drive, looking to cut into this 31-7 lead. There's a handoff, not for any. That's Phil Bachman. Maybe a gain of 1.5 or 2. They'll give him a 2-yard gain on that at 2nd and 8.
Not over yet, folks. Good news is the running game still isn't there for them. Now, if we can get the pass defense to play as well as the offense.
Looks like Concordia's having some more communication problems at the line.
Emmenheiser, the receiver, split back formation and a give.
Trinklin still with the football, now turns it upfield and is tackled by Gary Davids, among others. Matt Kramer in on the stop.
3rd down and about 6, possibly 5, depending on who stopped the ball here.
So that'll bring up 3rd and about 3. Looked like Concordia got a pretty good spot once again.
First down marker is
So a big play for Concordia. Trinklin looks to throw the football. But I think that's Kramer again.
Kramer in the right spot at the right time once again.
So that'll kill the Concordia drive, if not break the backs of the Cadets. Rockies take over, 31-7 lead.
The only bad thing about that play for the Rockies is Matt Kramer tripped right away. Looks like he had a little bit of running room ahead of him.
He's watching one man, he's got a primary route.
Well, they'll start this drive about the 8-yard line. Rockies can put together a good drive, maybe eat up the rest of this quarter. Then the time becomes just as much as an enemy for the Cadets as do the Rockies.
Judging by what we've seen so far, 5 minutes should be enough time for the Rockies to chew away with their running game.
Funk is made one hole and got knocked down about the 15. Good effort by Buddy Funk.
Should bring up 2nd and 2.
They do give 8 yards on that, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
I'd be surprised if you don't see anything but dives from here on out. We're just going to run that clock.
2nd and 2. 2 receivers to the left of the field.
Split backs for the Rockies. Castilla, the first man through, and Stockburger. A lot of effort there by Ryan Stockburger, as he had 3 or 4 guys on him.
Never stop moving.
Take a look at that spot, Rick.
It's enough to move the chains.
I tell you what, that was close.
That was another one of those step and a half backs, it looked.
I believe Stockburger got to the 20-yard line, but nonetheless, it was good for the first down.
Yeah, good news for the Rocky, and I don't know if I can say it enough. Clock continues to run. We're under 4 minutes left here in the third. Rockies take care of the football. Castilla, the handoff. Straight up the middle goes Stockburger. Stockburger's got some room over midfield. Now he cuts it back the other way. Stockburger's 30, 20, 10, and the Rockies are going to score another touchdown. Big run by Ryan Stockburger.
80-yard touchdown run by Ryan Stockburger. I'm not sure it may be the longest touchdown of the season for any Rocky player.
It's got to be close. I think Ryan had an 88-yard touchdown run a couple weeks ago.
His big touchdown runs have been like between the tackles, hasn't it? They have.
Well, just game for a touchdown. I remember it would have to be the LaVille game where, remember Chris Myers rumbling for 65 yards on the touchdown.
I believe Ryan Colvin had 150 yards or better on a punt return.
37-7, Rockies Kane for the extra point. It's up, and it is good.
And right through the middle.
With 3:38 left to go in the third quarter.
Rockies lead here at Fort Wayne Concordia, 38-7. There's 3:38 left in the third period. We'll be back with more playoff football after this. The Cadets.
There's absolutely no
This Rocky team looks pumped up tonight.
So the Rockies will kick it off. Kane from his own.
Ryan Stockburger looks to be almost unstoppable.
Stockburger has to be piling up a lot of yards tonight.
Another big boot by Randy Kane is going to be fielded back in the end zone. And Concordia Cadets will start off 1st and 10 at their 20 as Randy Kane's kicking game continues to help the Rockies.
Well, he has all year. I mean, he's averaging about 50 yards a kickoff. That means that it's falling down around the 5-yard line.
Looking at my stat sheet, it says Randy Kane's kicked off 36 times for 1,797 yards. That's an average of 49.22, and that's a very good average.
That's great. At just about any level.
Backs lined up in the eye for Concordia. 2 receivers to the near side.
So 1st and 10 for the Cadets at their own 20. There's a pitch. Hill broke a couple of tackles, gets up to about the 30.
On the stop, Kramer. Got a little help from Coleman as well.
That option almost went for the first down. That's, if I recall right, that's the first time we've seen the option work tonight for Concordia.
They've had some problems. That looks to be about a 9-yard gain, so it should be 2nd and 1.
Make that 1 yard for the first, so 2nd and 1. The ball lies on the 29, and you can get to the 30.
Rockies with the big lead, 38-7. Under 3 minutes now here in the third period. Trinklin looks to throw the football, floats it over the safety pass, and not enough tackles broken there. That will probably be enough for a first down, however. I seem to like that little short pass on short yardage.
Well, they have the Rocky receivers back deep, covering the wideouts, so they're going to throw the tight end screen or the short dump off almost every time.
So Concordia has a 1st and 10 at about the 33-yard line. And not about the 35, 36, maybe a 2 or 3 yards, which you can never tell until they spot the ball. Oh. That looked right where it was supposed to be. So that'll be a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 as the clock continues to roll down to 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Fort Wayne Concordia under the 2-minute mark. The third quarter, 38% of the score. is Hill. Receivers to the left and right of Trinklin.
Trinklin will throw the football. Pumps, now he takes off with it, and he's going to get sacked.
That'll be a loss of 5.
Is that Bryce Heat? Number 67.
I believe he was there, and I believe once again, Rick, Gary Davids was in on the tackle for the loss.
Bryce Heat's a 6'1", 210-pound senior.
So Bryce Heat will get the sack.
So that'll cost Concordia some yards. Now it's 3rd and 13.
For Wayne Concordia. With a minute 15 remaining.
Rockies looking tough tonight.
Three receivers to the left.
So you can bet the Rancho pass plays coming up here as it's 3rd and 13. Trinklin looks to throw the football. Had some time. Now he's being pursued by Sheehan, and Sheehan hits him as he unloads it. That should be intentional grounding, but it's not.
If you took a quick look at Tim Sheehan, you notice he had quite a massive hunk of the field stuck in his helmet.
Just running out there,
Tim Sheehan is everywhere. He does a lot of productive things for the Rockies.
He plays hard. Concordia was lucky they didn't get a whistle there once again, and that'll bring up 4th down and 13.
He's number 3 in defensive points, and he shows why every night. He is so consistently there for you. He's been such a big player for that defense.
Quarterback for Concordia, Nathan Trinklin. I don't know how many times we've seen him pass off balance.
53 seconds left in the third. Punting in disorder.
It's a wobbly punt that's short, fielded at about the 45 by Tremaine. Tremaine fell forward. Let's see where they spot the football. It'll be at about the 48-yard line, so the Rockies have good field position. Clock on their side, the scoreboard on their side. 1st and 10, Rockies just short of midfield, about the 47, 48-yard line. High backs. Steal the handoff to Stockberger again. Stockberger's got another hole. He's out 30, trying to run people over and down inside the 25. What a strong run by Ryan Stockberger.
Stockberger literally ran over the first offender and hit the next one head on.
He hands out punishment.
30-yard run before
Stop back.
Emmetizer.
Hey, he's driving over there. Last time he made that little juke move over the middle and took it again. This time he's
I think Stockberger's looking at a 200-yard rushing game.
Well, he's got to be getting close.
The Rockies have it in excellent territory again. They find themselves
So 1st and 10, deep inside Concordia territory.
in the third quarter. Castillo with high formation as the
See if the Rockies run a play, they will, as the quarter is about to end. Stockberger gets inside the 20, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Rockies have a big 38-7 lead. We'll be back with fourth quarter action after this pause.
After seeing what he's done to the defense tonight.
That is a truckload.
Backs in the odd formation for Castillo, receiver to the left.
So 1 quarter left in somebody's season here as the handoff goes, I believe, with Stockberger up the middle. Or Buddy Funk, rather.
Maybe for a couple of yards.
As you just get caught in that groove, Stockberger.
Rockies.
I'll be real surprised if we see anything but a dive play the rest of the night. They'll take that easy handoff and just run the clock.
The Rockies certainly in position to put more points on the board, even if they have to do it with Randy Kane's foot.
Sinski out here to the right, throwing pass. Get the boy in the game. Put him in the box score.
Castillo gives it to Stockberger up the middle.
Stockberger, not much there. Concordia just swarmed that play.
Number 77 for Concordia, Scott Kerr.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 5.
So the 4th down situation for the Rockies.
4th and 4.
Well, they go for it and give them the crummy field position. They don't really need the points, and that looks like what they're going to do.
Field position anyway, it really doesn't make any difference.
The ball's at the 15-yard line. It's 4th and 4.
Backslide up in the eye, receivers to the left and right of Castillo. He's going to roll.
Castillo looks like he's going to throw the football. A lot of coverage, and there should be a touchdown. Oh, save is out of bounds. Great catch by Nick Wise. Manny was under a lot of pressure and put that ball right on the money.
One simple question. How can you pylon down?
I'm not surprised Dale's not already up here.
Boy, oh boy.
Well,
Now the Rockies will turn it over on downs, and be interested to see the replay of that one as well, as that looked like he was just inside the pylon when he caught the football. It looked like he made the corner. But Concordia takes over on downs. 10:35 remains in this ball game.
Castillo made a beautiful off-balance pass to Nick Wise.
Oh, he was being chased. And Franklin being chased. Is that Sheehan again? Sheehan gets blocked off. Sheehan fakes, and Franklin and he gets knocked out of bounds. Good effort by Franklin as he's out about the 25.
A lot of running by Franklin on that play.
It's going to be, let's see where he went out. I guess he didn't get nearly as much as I thought as they spot the ball about the 21.
Real shoddy job of tackling on that one.
It'll be second down.
Looked like Tim Sheehan had him in the sights again, and somebody came up and made a nice block to get rid of Sheehan.
The quarterback, Franklin, who was trying to find somebody to dish the ball to.
Sheehan's got to be wore out every time he puts a football uniform on, doesn't he, as hard as that kid plays. Franklin looks to throw the football, throws it downfield, another high floater, and incomplete.
He couldn't have caught that one unless he ran out of the track over there.
Ryan Colvin on the coverage.
Mark Emmenheiser looking for pass interference on that play. I don't think he's going to get it.
He's given the defense plenty of time to catch up with the receivers.
They got to think about getting the first down here first. They got to hold on.
So now they're facing 3rd and 5. Are the Cadets.
7, you got to try to do something to get the first down.
Rockies have looked good tonight, folks. It's probably one of the better games of the season.
38-7 Rocky lead.
Good guys in red in the lead. Cadets have backs in the activation at 3rd and 5. Ball double pass.
Franklin throws that little safety pass. It's complete and still in bounds. Finally knocked out. Matt Kramer on the stop.
Tiptoed along the sidelines, that's for sure.
I thought he might have been out back here about the 20, but must have just stayed in. That'll be a Concordia first down.
Come on, Ryan, you can get better than that.
Smith on the stop.
Ball at the 30 of the Cadets. Concordia really not been able to do much with the football tonight. There's another pass, and Dangerous thrown into triple coverage. There's Mark Emmenheiser on the reception, but dangerous pass. When you look up at the scoreboard, 38-7, you don't have a lot of choice if you're the Cadets. Going to go for an 8-yard gain in 2nd and 2 as the clock becomes a major factor now as we're down inside 9.5 minutes remaining in this ball game.
Tell you, looking at the score and looking at the performance by the Rockies tonight, got to ask one question. Where was this during the Northwood game?
Who almost intercepted that went off the intended receiver's hand? That's a good question. You know, at times it almost looked to me like the first 4 games and the last 4 games of the season were mixed up. They played good the first 4 and looked like they just came out of the gate the last 4.
At that time, let him run down the field another 10 yards.
Until tonight.
Yeah.
So now, Concordia just loses it.
You've got to remember this is a fairly young Rocky football team, and
a lot of sophomores out there.
It's a good time to gel. First round of the playoffs. Franklin on the keeper, and he's going to get hammered just short of the 50-yard line. And Chris Myers on the stop for the Rockies. That'll be another Cadet first down.
You know, Rick, it looks like quarterback Nathan Franklin and quarterback Manny Castillo run a lot of identical plays.
Franklin floats it down the far side, and it's recepted as the receiver caught. Break there for the Rockies in a way as the receiver caught the ball with his knee down. So he downed himself. So another first down. That time the floater from Franklin allowed his receiver to have to come back to the ball. Kind of lost his defense.
Trinklin has a different style of passing. You see, he brings the ball down below his hips. Possibly that's why we're seeing a lot of floaters.
So it's another first down on the pass completion.
So 1st and 10. Franklin looks to throw the football again.
Right side of throw, and it's caught by Dolson.
Complete about the 12. Still on his feet, and now down to about the 10 for Rich Dolson. That's a good effort by Dolson.
Concordia's offense starting to put things together, but unfortunately it's just a little too late.
Unfortunately for them.
Yeah.
Well, the Rockies, I believe, might have been Kramer.
So the ball's at the 11-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
Shiny tackling there.
Once again, Chris Myers is shaken up.
Dolson did a good job breaking loose the first time. Let's give him a little credit.
You have to become a running back after you catch that ball, and he did a nice job, like Stockburger does, keeping his legs.
So the clock has started again. 8:20 left here in the 4th quarter. Rockies with that big 38-7 lead. Tranklin pitches it. Hill, and good tackle. That Mike Ulrich, I think, went in there flying in and tripped him up.
That one was beyond my vision.
I just happened to glance back at the TV that time. This post is definitely obstructing my view. This is enough to make it like our press box.
Well, that post in front of you is only about a foot wide.
Yeah, it's a rather large support beam.
So you can't see from the 10-yard line to the back of the end zone.
Looked like that was intercepted.
Tim Wheatland comes up with it at the 5-yard line.
I can't wait to see that one.
Right, exactly what Rodriguez did wrong.
And if you're Concordia, that hurts.
His man looked for the ball, he saw his eyes, and he turned and played the ball. He did a nice job on the coverage on that. That's the way you teach it in the textbook.
That could be the raindrop that ends the parade.
I think it may be safe to say that.
I mean, there were plenty of times when I've thought about saying that earlier, but I think it's getting safe to assume with 7:22 left.
Kramer, the quarterback now.
Matt Kramer in at quarterback.
I don't have the number in front of me. And that looks like it's 42.
New back in the game, that was Dan Weeks on the carry, so the Rockies trying to preserve their health and think about this Friday's game a little bit now with a big lead. Good decision.
Of course, you don't want to let any of your starters get hurt, especially when you have a 38-7 lead with 6.5 minutes to go. More importantly, in the sectional.
6:45 and counting down here to go in the 4th quarter.
I'm sure we're going to see much more of the same. A lot of handoffs.
On the near side is a receiver.
Tim Hostetler is to the near side.
And Weeks and Tremaine.
Another handoff, and that's to Tremaine.
Tremaine almost got
Mike gets out to about the 15.
That's where he'll be brought down. A long trip by one of the Concordia defensemen prevented that one from being a breakaway.
They're bringing the chains out. Yes, they are. 6:27 left. Rockies with that big 38-7 lead. I believe what? Concordia has 2 timeouts left this half. They have burned that one with too many men on the field or some personnel problem. Whatever it was, I'm sure their ears are still ringing from the coach's reminder. That is a Rocky first down. 1st and 10 at about the 15-yard line.
New wideout for the Rockies, number 30, Matt R. Kramer.
Yeah, we've got a pair of Matt Kramers, a Matt R and a Matt L.
Right now, your only concern is running that clock. Let it run. Got to use all the time you're given.
2nd and 10.
Oh, no gain on that. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
5:45 and counting down remaining in the game. Tremaine and Weeks.
And the Rockies in the clock just about have this one in the bag as we're down to about 5.5 minutes. And what a display by the Rockies here tonight. Their handoff. Weeks.
They'll gain about 3 yards.
He's short of the 20.
Will be short from the first down.
Not sure if we'll see a pass here in the rest of the game, maybe one, but on the season, Matt Kramer's 1 for 3 with 8 yards. That is a 33.3 completion percent.
That kind of surprised you if they put it in the air at this end of the field?
It's on the minus side.
Well, I'm not sure with the lead. Otherwise, I'd say it would be risky, but with 38-7 lead, I think they could.
Kramer on the keeper.
Keeping the ball, and he runs his way across the 20-yard line to around the 23.
First down pickup.
That'll leave that up for first down.
I think the last thing you want right here is a turnover at this end of the field and an onside kick, and all of a sudden you could have them within a couple of touchdowns.
Well, now that the Rockies just picked up the first down, I'm pretty safe to say that they are going to run out the rest of the ballgame.
That should just about do it. Maybe one more first down to guarantee they won't have to give the football up again, but this 38-7 lead, as you say, Adam, it's not going to make that much difference. It's nice to have a game like this once. And bad pitch, and Concordia is going to recover the fumble.
You spoke too soon, Rick.
Doesn't that always happen? That was the last thing you want to see.
Recovering for the Cadets, number
Chris
60.
Manley, the fumble recovery on the 19-yard line. First and 10.
I just don't think I can be the bearer of doom with a 38-7 lead and only 4 minutes left. I just don't think there's that much bad luck in me, Adam.
You don't want to see something like that happen. Not that it makes a whole lot of difference.
Concordia going to start out about the 18, and
You don't need.
I believe they started out at the 19. The only score they had of the night, they blindsided Manny into a fumble. They had a 19-yard scoring drive. They're straight up the middle and dragging a Rocky with him down to about the 5-yard line.
First down and then some, because the ball, which was on the 18, was...
I have no idea who made the tackle, but...
Yeah, that pull again. Oh, Brett Skilbrett on the carry. So we're inside 4 minutes.
Looking to punch in their second score of the game. Long back is Hill.
3 receivers to the far side of the field.
Franklin being chased by Sheehan and falls down.
Sheehan touches him.
I think Tim just intimidated him down that time.
I think Tim must have scared him after
I
that.
think so. We'll have to ask Tim what he said.
Well, I know Tim pretty well, and knowing Sheehan, he probably just started screaming in his face, and that's enough to scare anybody.
Sheehan was third sack of that for the Rockies. If my memory serves me correct.
Yeah, Tim will get credit for a 5-yard sack there. It'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Tell you, I think Tim's probably one of the most valuable players on this team for the Rockies.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of seconds on that motion from the coaching staff as well. Franklin throws the ball towards the end zone. And just intercepted. That's going to be autumn. Yeah, it has to be.
Obvious pass interference.
As that was right in front of the official. If there wouldn't have been a flag, we would have seen Dale jump. And he sat down about 20 rows. They called it against us.
Well, for a minute there, it could have been called offensive pass interference, but looked like both men were pushing.
No, we must have seen the second. As I peeked around the pole, I seen the offensive part of it. I missed Weedling. So, no real big deal, I guess, as it's 2nd down and... Oh, no, that'll bring up 1st and goal from the 8.
Maybe the refs thought the same thing. They just decided to give it to him.
Franklin towards the end zone, and that'll be a touchdown for Concordia. Looked like the defensive man over there in the corner was just froze.
I was just thinking the same thing. Looked like a statue down there. I'm not sure who his number is. It's a good thing he'd probably come after me, but he should have had that interception.
He just watched the play.
Stolten.
But your coach kind of knows who it was.
You guys in, let them play.
I'm sure he does.
You don't want to see that.
That'll make it a 38-13 Rocky lead. Point after is up and good, and that'll make it 38-14, as you see, with 2:47 left on the game clock. We'll step away for this pause. Rick Warner along with Adam Krupp, our cameraman Jim Moyer, as Plymouth is getting set to advance to the next round of the playoffs this Friday night. Sure, we're going to look at an onside kick right here. At least that's the way it appears.
Yeah, I think so.
The Rockies have the good hands up front. There's the squib kick, and Rockies covered up. That was a nice cover up there. Is that Mike Tremaine?
That's what the danger is.
I'm going to guess. Foul. It was Tremaine.
Guys that are going to pop you the minute you touch that ball.
Yeah, that was
So easy to fumble.
big.
He got hit hard by Concordia defenseman.
Kick. And you got 7 guys bearing down on your ribs. That takes a lot of guts.
So the Rockies will have 1st and 10, just short of midfield at about the 47. I thought the referee was going to move it back. He walked over there.
It's on their own side, so Kramer will take the guys.
Well, Concordia's got. Welcome back following the Concordia timeout. Rocky football 1st and 10. About the 47-yard line. Kramer still in the quarterback. Handoff goes to Gary Davids. Davids bulls his way up over midfield to about the 48 of the Cadets.
Look at Gary. He knows what I'm talking about.
As much as it doesn't matter, the referee just spotted the ball good half yard or more back.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. I would have wondered. I know there's no wind.
I tell you what, Rick, between yourself, Dale, and myself, referees have taken a beating the last 2 games.
Well, just call what we see is all we can do. Is Dan Weeks gets a nice gain for the Rockies, and that'll probably just about do it, as the Rockies have another first down, 1:56 left. But going back to, they don't really mean to be officiating bashing. It's just you see the play, and then you see where they spot the ball, and you wonder what in the world they're looking at. So I'm pretty sure we're at the same game. We are awful far away, though.
I tell you what, Rick, guess who's coming up to our box?
I seen him.
He's on his way now.
Kramer on the keeper.
Seeing the Concordia defenders trying to strip him of it.
Looks like a gain of about 4. Well, actually, they say 3, so it's...
13-14 Rockies.
Well, now they say 4.
This game has been theirs from the...
Well, let's just say it's 2nd and 6. A gain of 4. Clock running, minute 10, 4th quarter. Rockies up 38-14. Winkle and Weeks in the backfield. Kramer pitches now. That's Dan Winkle.
Well, Rick, as the game almost comes to an end, I think I'm going to pass the mic and the headset over to Dale Kramer so he can throw in his comments.
It's the first few days played halfback. Got paper in your quarterback now, too.
Thanks, Adam.
Dale, what do we have here?
We've had a great defensive game by the Rockies. The pass defense we're going to have to work on this week because Wawasee killed us last time we played them with their offensive unit. They put in 3rd-string quarterback now, Justin Baker.
And that very well may be the last play of the game, as that play into a 24-second showing on the game clock.
10 seconds up to go.
Rick, I'm going to tell you, tonight Concordia is going to be sore when they go home. The Rockies hit hard. After that first blotch series, when we had that blindside fumble, the Rockies have come back and just rocked Concordia.
This was an explosive-looking Rocky team tonight behind the running of Ryan Stockberger. And as you said, the defense, the only thing that Concordia really got tonight, they had the fumble that they forced when they blindsided Manny at a 19-yard drive, and then the fumble down here in the 4th quarter. Other than that, the Rocky defense pretty much pitched a shutout.
That is correct.
I tell you, we got a lot of Rockies in the ball game tonight, so there's a number of players got a little bit of experience. That has to make everyone feel good.
And as Adam and I had mentioned, it was a good thing to see the coaching staff put some of those other players in. Last thing you want to do right now in the playoffs is have a 38-7 lead and have a Stockburger go down or a Myers or a Kramer get hurt. And
that's correct.
You've got to tip your hats to the coaching staff for making that call.
I tell you, tonight, this was a great team effort. Ryan Stockburger had 100-plus yards tonight. He had some just tremendous runs. Buddy Funk had some nice runs going through the middle. Defensively tonight, we had Kramer, Bachman, Sheehan, Riedling. They did a tremendous job on the linebackers, not letting them get that big yardage. The only thing that Concordia did with us tonight is pass the ball.
Speaking of some of that defense, have you ever seen Tim Sheehan? I mean, he's always fired up, but tonight it looked like he had an extra dose of it.
Well, he definitely had a little sugar in his system tonight.
As did the rest of the Rockies. And once again, this big victory, 38-14. Now, I guess by the time this is aired Monday night, everybody will know what we're doing. Once again, if Wawasee is victorious tonight, if Plymouth's opponent is Wawasee this Friday night, it'll be in Syracuse at Wawasee.
That is correct. And this is what they've been hoping for, is get another shot at Wawasee. Wawasee was leading 29-0 earlier this evening. I believe it was halftime. I doubt that Southside can come back and get them.
I guess we didn't hear that score. The only score we heard tonight, I think what we had said was 7-0. So obviously the Warriors probably have Turco and the Beasleys going crazy tonight.
I'll tell you what, they're going to see the best quarterback in the state by statistics next week. Beasley is in the top 5 as a receiver. I tell you, I'm really excited. I'm about hoarse. Our team just played a tremendous game. I was down there yelling in the middle of the fans, trying to rile the fans up a little bit. I get a little loud. My daughter even came and sat on my lap tonight to try to get me to be quiet. I think I'll do that more often. You know, it's not often I can get her to sit on my lap anymore.
Oh, that's great. I know, mentioning Ryan Stockburger, going back a little bit, through 3 quarters, Rusty had told us that he had 204 yards through 3 quarters.
Well, I tell you, he really did a great job tonight. And I tell you what, you cannot be a running back and run the way we did tonight without a great blocking line. Our line just blew them away tonight. Also, I don't want to take anything away from our receivers either. We had some tremendous passes tonight that were caught. Nick Wise made a tremendous catch on a quick pass at his knees for that 4th touchdown.
That was a great
third
grab.
Touchdown in the first half. I tell you, the Rocky fans are very impressive against Fort Wayne Concordia. A lot of rushing yards and a very productive game from Ryan Stockburger. Hopefully he's going to have the same night tonight.
Of course, the
188 rushing yards. Buddy Funk had 88 yards as well to go along with that.
we were handed a note before the game tonight. I believe it was from John Turco's mother, and I think we got things mixed up a little bit last time.
Yeah, I think we had Clint Beasley and Vince Beasley mixed up quite a bit. We had
Well, they are brothers, so.
Let's go.
we'll do the best we can tonight. And John Turco, of course, is their cousin, we were informed. So family ties here at Wawasee as the Rockies kick off. Kane, a high kick's going to be fielded about the 20-yard line. Good pile up about the 30-yard line. And the Warriors will have 1st and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, the offensive line for Wawasee. It's Spooner and number 48, Vince Beasley. The tackles, number 77, Scott Eisenhower.
You need that? Yeah,
Stuff's blowing away as we speak. Yeah, Wawasee offensive lineup has split in is Vince Beasley, number 28, number 77, left tackle Scott Eisenhower, left guard is Matt Laker, number 74, centers Jamie De La Fuente at 75, right guard is Sean Brenninger at 72, right tackles Josh Rogers, 79, is going straight up the middle, maybe a gain of 3 or 4. See where they spot the football. Continue with the lineup. Chad Everts at tight end, number 85. The quarterback is John Turco, number 9, flanker Clint Beasley. Tailback Nathan Shoemaker, and the fullback is Tony Meek, number 44.
It looked like the Rockies picked up about 4 yards on that first carry. Bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Vince Beasley lines up wide to the near side. Turco pitches. And down to about the 35-yard line go the Warriors. That was Nathan Shoemaker on the carry.
Shoemaker on the carry for the Warriors to bring up 3rd and 5.
So bring up 3rd and 5 on a gain of 1 from the Warrior 35. Just underway here, first quarter. Second round of the playoffs. Circle back to pass. Plenty of protection. Almost intercepted. Steve Savoy knocked it down. Plenty of pressure by Tim Sheehan. And I believe Tim Jones.
A lot of pressure by the Rockies. Really can't give John Turco a lot of time to pass, or else he'll really get things done.
Well, that first game that we played the Warriors during the regular season, Turco had a lot of time to pass. Let's see what the wind does with this punt.
That's good. Okay.
There's probably a crosswind, I'd call it, about 15, 20 miles an hour blowing here across the field. Almost blocked. And the flag is down, and they're going to be calling a penalty, I believe, against the Rockies as we ran into the kicker. Got a little bit of acting there to me, Adam.
I'm not sure if 3 Rockies were in the vicinity. I'm not sure whether contact was made, but obviously the flag was thrown and a penalty will be called.
So the Warriors are going to catch a break, and they'll have the football still. That's a shame. That's about as close as we've come to blocking a punt this year. So big yardage marked off against the Rockies will put the Warriors at midfield.
Wait a second.
So the Rockies defense will need to go back to work here. I think that's probably the key to tonight's ball game is being able to put pressure on Turco and not let him have all day to find one of the Beasleys.
Exactly. Rockies will have to pressure Turco all night long. They're really going to have to stop the running game, too, because, you know, if the passing game's not working, they're going to go to the run. So we see Wawasee takes over at the 50-yard line. Pass.
Turco looks to throw the football. Plenty of time. Over the middle. Complete. Good tackle. At about the 45. Pass went to Nathan Shoemaker. You catch the number on that hit?
I believe the tackle was made by number 22, Mike Tremaine.
That was a good stop. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the Rocky 45. I'd like to see the Rockies answer the call and get the football back without any damage here after the penalty. Turco to throw the football again. Now with some pressure. Got him flush. Sheehan after him, and Sheehan brings him down from behind. A loss of about 15 yards. Tim Sheehan.
Beautiful sack by Tim Sheehan.
The relentless Tim Sheehan. So those are his 15 yards. Rockies will gain back, and that'll push the Warriors back inside their own territory at about their 40, just inside their 40. They'll bring up 3rd and 20. Big play by Sheehan.
As I mentioned last week, Sheehan's probably one of the most valuable players for the Rockies, and good to see him backing up my words with some play out there.
Turco Dahl on the draw, right up the middle to Meek, and stacked up across midfield about the 48 inside Rocky territory. Seeing that was the fullback, Tony Meek. That'll bring up 4th and 8, so the Warriors will be punting the football away again.
He's coming in. They're kicking out.
Of course, if the Rockies can come away with a win here tonight, we'd be playing at home next week.
Number 8, James Fisher to punt.
It's a good boot, fielded out about the 20 by Mike Tremaine. Tremaine heads it upfield. They got a little bit of room out over the 30. Goes Tremaine. It's a good job of picking his way through that time by Mike Tremaine.
Mike Tremaine on the return.
Thing Phil didn't do is get up. He set up the lead back and didn't get out there.
So the Rockies will be on the offensive side of the ball for the first time this evening. Randy Kane and Ryan Colvin line up wide to the near side. I backfield. Colvin, the man in motion. Still a handoff to Stockberger. Stockberger runs around in and still on his feet. Good run by Ryan. See a flag down about the 35. It's face mask against the Warriors. So that's a big penalty.
Good observation by the official.
And then a spot foul 15 yards from the infraction, I think.
Yes, it is.
This is only our 10th game. We'll learn these rules one of these days.
15-yard face mask penalty against the Rockies.
Then it is a 15-yard foul from the spot, so the Rockies, by the way, the penalty are in Warrior territory at about the 47, where they'll have 1st and 10. This time Colvin winds up here to the near side. Kane on the far side. I backs. Manny on the handoff straight up. Down to about the 45. There's Buddy Funk on the carry.
Got him and head up on this. He's up in the line of scrimmage on Nick's outside shoulder.
So the Rockies have a 2nd and 7 from the Warrior 45. 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. Manny on the handoff, and not much there as Wawasee did a good job covering that up.
Good job by Wawasee defense. It looks like Stockberger picked up about a yard on the carry.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. See if Rockies elect to put the football in the air. First game they played during the regular season, I believe Manny had 154 yards passing. It's a good night.
I believe Castillo was 12 for 22.
Now the triple backs. Handoff goes through. So that was Ryan Stockberger as he gets down to the 35-yard line. That'll be a Rocky first down.
Excellent play call.
Gonna have to pause a little bit and see who is carrying the football as we're working without a monitor tonight. I think it would have probably froze up here anyway. So the Rockies have 1st and 10 at the 35. Got an injured Warrior.
Number 51, William Green.
As many might remember, last year in the first round of the playoffs, the Warriors, kind of an underdog, beat a decent Rocky football team over here last year in the first round. So the Rockies have some paybacks to do.
Last year, there were a lot of people expecting the Rockies to win. Really looking forward to the next round. And Wawasee surprised the Rockies. And this year, I'm sure everyone's looking for revenge.
I think that's been on everybody's mind since last Friday when we seen what the matchup was going to be. The triple backs, handoff to Stockberger, and Stockberger got some room. Ryan's got some good moves as he's out to the 30. Let's see if that's about a 5-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 5. This first quarter moving right along as we're down to about 5:50 left. I don't believe the clock stopped yet.
I don't think it has, except for the injury.
Outside. There it is.
There's a breakaway by Stockberger as he gets down to about the 15-yard line. Good work by the Plymouth line that time.
Plymouth's doing an excellent job of getting Ryan Stockberger involved early. And if he keeps it up, he looks like he's on pace for another 200-yard plus game.
Of course, probably goes without saying, but another big key to tonight's ball game is to keep Wallace's offense off the field, as they proved once again that they were very, very explosive.
Keep blowing it. We're doing a great job.
So we have a timeout call further. I've already forgot long enough. The pregame show that you folks would bring it to you tonight, that was Eric Krupp, I believe, with Tim Sheehan. And he hands off, and Stockberger's got some room. It's just a race, and Ryan's in for the touchdown. Rockies take a 6-zip lead.
Excellent run by Ryan Stockberger to score the 6, as I believe Ryan Stockberger was involved on every play of that drive.
I think Buddy Funk had 1 run.
Okay.
That was just a matter of a foot race there to the outside. Not many people are going to catch Stockberger. And if they do, he's liable to run them over.
I kick from the middle, and that way they don't have the whole field returning.
So Rockies look to tack on the point after. Randy Kane will do the kicking. Randy's had an excellent season.
He just kicked low.
And there's a snap, and Kane's kick is up and good. So the Rockies take a 7-zip lead with 5:24 left here in the first quarter. We'll take this pause. Down as Randy Kane prepares kickoff to the Warriors. Kane sends a good boot that's going to go back through the end zone. For the second week in a row, Randy sends one through the end zone, and that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of the Warriors.
Excellent kick for Randy Kane, as opposed to the kick we saw to open out the game.
I know it. Keep talking about the first game, but that was one area after the point after. You got to almost hold your breath, because that was, a roundabout way cost us the ball game during the regular season as we muffed a couple point afters. Sure could have used those points at the end of the game. So Warriors find themselves down 7-0 inside 5.5 minutes of the first quarter. There's a handoff. Nathan Shoemaker said, I believe, Matt Kramer.
Last time they hit a back end.
So that'll be a gain of 3 for the Warriors. Bring up 2nd and 7.
Well, they sent him off the tackle and they brought him around the middle.
Take it back to me.
We're already down to under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
This is zipped right along.
Rockies chewed up a lot of clock with their running game on the opening drive.
There's a handoff and hit about the 25, falls ahead, going to get a couple extra yards. Nathan Shoemaker. Like Wheedling and Gary Smith on the stop.
My eyes
Gary
are good. Can't pick that one up.
Got 3rd and
Got 6.
3rd and yard.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 1, as that was Gary Smith on that hit. And that ought to be enough for a Warrior first down, as they're out about the 32-yard line. Tony Meek on the carry. Hey, that's the Warriors' first down tonight other than the penalty. Football sets at the Warrior 31, where they'll have 1st and 10. Inside 4 minutes now in the quarter. Rockies up 7-zip.
They're offset. Watch a flood pass over there. Yeah. Trying to do a flood pass. Flood.
Turco rolls to the left, looks to throw the football, and throws it into, see if they call it complete, and they do call it complete at midfield. It was good coverage by the Rockies, and Turco just put it right on a dime.
Good coverage by the Rockies. Almost questioned as to whether the ball was trapped. The Rocky defenders obviously wanted the call and weren't going to get it.
That was a real tough pass by Turco as he was rolling the other way and had to throw that across his body, and he had something on it too. A little bit different than Trinklin last week, who seemed to float the football everywhere.
Run.
Turco hands off and stopped about the 48-yard line as Nathan Shoemaker. Rockies pumped up.
I believe the tackle was made by number 40, Chris Myers, for the Rockies.
So it'll be a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 inside Rocket territory at the 47.
Left. Wide split. Go throw it. Pass.
Beasleys are split, one wide, one near side. Turco looks to throw the football over the middle and dropped.
I don't know if Matt was looking at number 2 there.
I think that was to Chad Everts, who was the intended receiver.
Yeah, you got to forget the back. Tough throw for Wallace as the ball was right in his hands.
Those kind of little things are the things that can add up towards the end of a football game when you look and see what happened.
Fortunately for the Rockies, now it brings up 3rd down and 8.
Turco will pass the football again over the middle and in the air, intercepted by the Rockies. Mike Tremaine still on his feet down to about the 39 as Mike Tremaine stepped in and got that tip pass. You'd have to think that was another catchable pass.
Not surprised to see the exact same play thrown in there back-to-back, judging by the amount of yards. The receiver was wide open on the first time, although he dropped the pass. Tried to do it again, and unfortunately it couldn't work.
Well, we sure wouldn't be surprised if some of these passes were dropped due to cold hands tonight. As we're right out in the elements. Rockies have 1st and 10 at their own 38. Under 2.5 minutes in the quarter, Rockies have the lead 7-0.
There it is.
Manny on the draw. Buddy Funk. Buddy Funk's got some room. A flag down. Buddy Funk is going to make the end zone, but there's a flag down at midfield. We'll see if maybe we've got a holding.
This is questionable.
It's a beautiful run by Buddy Funk, I think, is going to get called back.
Holding is against the Rockies. I'm sure Buddy's going to be very disappointed, but you just got to put that past you.
A beautiful run by Buddy Funk is called back. And a big penalty, that's a spot foul too, 10 yards, so that'll take it back to about the 38-yard line. And hopefully the Rocky offense will bounce back from that. They'll have 1st and 10 from their 38. Colvin lines up to the far side. And officials timeout.
Well, they threw the flag 9 yards downfield. If it's 10 yards...
Well, now the other officials being motioned into the conversation.
Holding is a spot foul. If it's on a pass, it's even more.
I'm guessing that they're questioning where the position of the ball should be.
Well, the flag was thrown about the 48, and that's a 10-yard penalty, so I don't see what there's a lot of discussion to be had about.
That's where it is. Holding's a spot foul.
And so if they don't respot the football, as we've had plenty of spots this last couple of weeks.
Is that what they're doing, John?
whatever that was about, it's over, and the clock is ready to start again with 2:08 left here in the first quarter. The Rockies out of the eye. Manny pitches to Stockberger. Stockberger turns the corner, runs a man over, down to about the 42.
Ryan Stockberger just lowered his shoulder and ran right into the Wawasee defender for a tough pickup of 3 yards.
Those were 3 very tough yards. So to put the ball out over the 41. The Rockies will have 2nd and 7. Got those triple backs in.
We come back from
There's a handoff. Stockberger again. Stockberger gets tripped up in the backfield. Good ankle tackle there by the Warriors. They were able to get in the backfield.
Deep right.
Stockberger was tackled for a loss of 4, I believe.
Of course, the Rockies right now have the wind at their face.
More field right.
They got the 3 backs in again. And he'll look to throw the football. Plenty of time. Out over the middle of Nick Wise, and Wise couldn't find the handle.
Flag is thrown in the backfield.
It's in the backfield, so maybe roughing the passer, huh?
I think so. Not sure where it's from.
Let's hope it's a 10-yarder.
Official tried to call a personal foul on the Rockies. They didn't realize that Wawasee was on the other side of the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer against Wawasee. First and 10 for the Rockies.
So another big turnover against the Warriors will give the Rockies a first down. They're inside Warrior territory now at about the 46. 45 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Rockies lead 7-zip. Manny the handoff. Stockberger's got a big hole, and he breaks a tackle. Ryan's got plenty of room. He cuts it back now.
Stockberger.
Just a foot race again, and Ryan's got to score another Rocky touchdown.
And Rick, there are no penalty flags this time.
Which is a very nice addition to that play.
46-yard touchdown run by Ryan Stockberger makes the score 13-0.
46-yard touchdown run.
Ryan did a smart thing there. It looked like he was going to run to the far corner, and he waited for his block and cut it back this way.
Okay, get with Gary. Last time he ran
Randy Kane on for the point after.
pretty high, and the kid stuffed him pretty good.
Kane's kick is right through the middle again. Clear back on the track as Randy really gets a boot in that one. And the Rockies take a 14-zip lead with 37 seconds left here in the first quarter, as you see on your screen. We'll be back after this pause. Playoff football is Rick Warner along with Adam Krepper, cameraman Jim Moyer, as the Rockies prepare to kick off after the touchdown. And Adam, I don't know if we can get enough points here tonight.
Well, with a 14-0 lead, obviously nothing safe. Hopefully the Rockies can keep up what they're doing as we see Randy Kane with another beautiful kick.
That's about 3 in a row for Randy going back to last week, and no chance of a return on that as the Warriors will start 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Warriors will have 37 seconds to work with.
You guys can put that and watch their tackles and put that on the pass and just don't allow them. That's what they're doing here.
Yeah, field position plays a big part of this game, and it's nice to see the Warriors have to go 80 yards at least for a touchdown.